The following is a paid advertisement. The views expressed are the sole responsibility of the advertiser.
I'm attorney Justin Clark. Coming up just ahead on You Have Real Estate, we go visit Mount Dora. We go visit Ocala, and I got a new roof on my house from Universal Roof and Contracting. A great show. It's all just ahead. It's You Have Real Estate. Welcome to You Have Real Estate with me, attorney Justin Clark. Whether you're a first-time home buyer, seasoned investor, or even looking to sell your home, this next 30 minutes is designed just for you. Think of it like hitting multiple open houses, all from your living room, with my attorney advice throughout the way. Any questions whatsoever during the program, the phone number is right here on the screen, 407-205-0400. The show is presented by our great friends at Renewal by Andersen, and a great show it will be. But first, the opening statement. Today's show is really about visiting with our great friends. We have Universal Roof and Contracting here and other wonderful friends that have been great to the show for many, many years. We're going to talk about my house. My house needed a new roof. A lot of people have come to me over the last couple of years and said, Justin, I need a new roof. What do I do? And these are very difficult questions that you have as a family, and questions that we're going to answer by asking real questions. Every weekend here on the program, we ask real questions to the truly trend-setting people in Central Florida's real estate community. We will kick it off today with my very good friends from Universal Roof and Contracting. Cory's here, Justin's here. Welcome back. First time this year. Good to see you guys.
Happy New Year. Oh, happy to be here.
Yeah. So, sometimes people think, Justin, you just have Universal Roof and Contracting on because they're sponsors, or you know them, you're buddies with them, because I think it comes across on TV like we like each other. And the one thing, we are friends, but you guys still refuse to hang out with me outside of the studio. This year we have to change that, number one, okay? Deal.
We do.
But literally, you guys made sure that my roof on my house got done recently, and you did such a wonderful job. If you don't believe me, here are some pictures. Derek Moser, put up some pictures right now. This is my house being re-roofed right now by Universal Roof and Contracting. You did a great job, but of course, leave it to me. I didn't make it an easy one for you, but you've been there every step of the way. And I think that's what separates Universal Roof and Contracting from other roofers. Justin.
Oh, yeah. No, we went into this. Of course, you're a friend of ours, but we go into the same approach to every roof replacement job for everybody. I mean, we treat everybody like family. Our clients are special to us, so no special treatment you were given whatsoever. But no, you did have a complicated one. You had a lot of accessories on your roof. You had solar panels, all different kinds of solar panels, and you had an extensive amount of storm damage on there too, and some gutter work, screen enclosures. These are all things that we see on most roof replacements on a day-to-day, but a lot of contractors don't, and there's very intricate ways you have to approach every one of those. And your roof, there's some surprises at us as well. And I know we'll get into that, but there was a lot of things that allowed our general contractor's license to come into play and really provide that large book of service to your home. And it was not only crucial, it was the only way to get things done correctly. And man, I'm happy to say that our team saw that, addressed it, and did everything correct for you on the front end.
And I want to talk about that GC license difference in a moment, but let me put a QR code on the screen for you right now. All you have to do is take out your phone and scan the QR code, and it will go directly to Justin and Cory, and they can come look at your roof today. It costs you nothing. I highly recommend you do it. Even if your roof's, say, 10 years old, it might have some wear and tear, even sooner than that because of storms and things. Have them come look at your roof. Let's see what really is going on. But there are a lot of roofing companies out there, although I've noticed a lot of them have been shutting their doors lately. But you have a GC license as well. That does make a big difference. What is the difference?
Well, we do things correctly. We never have to hit pause on the project. Whatever we run into, and as he talked about, storm damage, water can do some pretty crazy things with stucco, with the decking, truss work, all those kind of things. And if you get to a certain point as a roofer, you have to stop and call in a GC to take care of that further work that's needed. At Universal Roof and Contracting, we are a fully licensed general contractor, and because we live in Florida and we run into these things, 5 out of 10 times on a job, that's a made-up statistic, we can handle it. We can run with the ball there, and we never have to call timeout. We've got people that specialize in siding and stucco and interior work and all those things that happen, along with our project managers that communicate this process to the homeowner And that's something with you too. We've walked you through the process of what we're discovering and what we have to take care of along the way. And Justin said it, we do it the right way. We do it correctly. We don't just cover things up,
Some of that I think is from the culture that's been developed over the years at Universal Roof and Contracting as well. It's always been a customer first organization, very veteran friendly. Describe the culture, because I think culture, maybe people at home don't think, oh, culture, I don't really care. It's really all about price. When it comes to roofing, the culture of that roofing company is hugely important because there are so many roofers out there that are going to take advantage of you. Describe the culture at Universal.
I mean, we were founded by a veteran, and it's been a family-owned and operated company since the very beginning, since back in 1993. And when I say it's family-owned, we're family-owned, so we carry those traditions, those core values, but we're not a mom-and-pop shop. We have a large outfit and a huge operation. Culturally, though, it could not be a more harmonious system within our operations. From one department to the next, everybody is there to genuinely help one another. I say it all the time. The customer sees us, the sales representatives out there, guiding them through the process. But there's so many unsung heroes that go into touching the job at so many different levels of its build. So we always just kind of celebrate the wins with our team internally about how this job went from point A, contacting our call center, to the very end finish line when it gets past final inspection. Everybody that has played a crucial role in that to make sure it's just met the finish line with great achievement. So.
And again, I've witnessed it firsthand. And on my house, first of all, there were insurance issues at the beginning. You two helped me through that, which is very important. But then there were some structural issues as well. Or, a little piece of wood rotting, no big deal. It turns out to be a very important beam that had been rotting, which I would imagine is pretty important. What happened with that?
So that was very unique to your job. So as we do tear-offs, we uncover what's called hidden damage. And these are things like, that could be anything from rotten plywood, sheathing, things like that we find. We found some rotten wood under what's called a dead valley on a certain section of your home where a wall meets the roof line. And the slope changes drastically in that area. So as we did the tear-off, we uncovered some wood rot on a beam. After further inspection, we realized that was actually one of the structural beams for the framing of your house. So we roofed everything in up to that point, and we had the county inspectors come out, which we'll leave nameless.
Yeah.
But the county inspector came out there, and we identified that problem with them on site, and they literally told us that we could go ahead and roof over that, and they'll pass it just to carry on with their day. And I see this so many times where people are at the mercy of the inspector that comes on site. Well, we did an immediate pushback on that. We got the chief county inspector involved and let them know that we absolutely will not compromise integrity on this. This is a compromise, and it kind of leaves you at the bad end of this. And so we had to get engineers involved. We had to get plans drawn up, and now we're actually doing everything the correct way, which again, it's very invasive, but there was only one right way to do it, and we would not allow the county level people to tell us to cut corners. So
now, literally, Cory, I think the vast majority of roofing companies out there would have never told me, number one, and said, oh, sweet, we passed inspection, let's patch this up, and the homeowner's never gonna know. I would have never known about this major structural beam issue that we had, but you don't do things that way. Why is that?
Well, again, we've set this standard of doing honest assessments. Again, let's back up. We tell people all the time they don't need a new roof, right? And if you do need a new roof, we're going to do it the right way. And we've got checks and balances in place from me and Justin, who are the tip of the spear out there in the field, all the way through our project managers who, everybody works for us, and they are documenting what's happening in real time, and they're sharing that with the homeowner. And we're not going to cover things up. A lot of roofing companies, a lot of home improvement companies, I think, want to take the path of least resistance because it's easier. You can get the job done quicker and move on to the next one. But just with our system of checks and balances, our standard, the way we operate, and what's required within our company of certain photos, certain things that have to be checked off as the job goes through the process. We don't miss those things.
Right.
We just do it the right way because of the practice that's been put in place.
A lot of people out there now might have issues with their roof, and they're hearing these rumors that it's going to take 4, 5, 6 months to get my roof done. What are we looking at time frame now?
Right now, it's pretty generous.
Yeah.
Our shingle availability right now is just a couple weeks from signing. Tile manufacturers are a little bit more extended, but everything is very volatile right now. So between metal, shingles, and tile, I mean, we're ahead of the curve in most areas there. So
thank you guys so much, man. The safety I feel in my house now, knowing that there's not going to be any leaks, structurally sound, has really changed my family because it just feels safe when I walk in now. All thanks to you two and Universal Roof and Contracting. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And do yourself a favor. By all means, the QR code is right here on the screen. Take out your phone, call Universal Roof and Contracting today. They come out. They're going to sit with you. Let's take a look at your roof. They're not going to just like fly a drone or look at some aerial photos and say, oh yeah, you need a new roof. They're not going to do that. They're going to take time with you to see what your roof needs today. All right, you got to do this. Here's what we'll do, a very quick break. When we return, we go visit Mount Dora with Viv's in your neighborhood as You Have Real Estate continues.
We're going to tour Mount Dora today, one of my favorite towns when it comes to enjoying Florida country living. Less than an hour from Orlando, it is full of lakes, B&Bs, and the downtown offers a plethora of dining choices within steps of each other. Some options include 1921 and The Wave, an extraordinary sushi joint. The downtown area has many festivals and a Christmas lighting ceremony every year that not only the locals enjoy, but people come from around the state. The small town environment also caters to antique enthusiasts. If you want to step back in time, then this area is for you. The architecture of the homes fits the laid-back atmosphere of enjoying life surrounded by lush landscapes. There are some well-known landmarks in the area, like the Starry Night home painted to represent Van Gogh's painting, and the gingerbread home that borders Mount Dora and Sorrento. Mount Dora offers a hilly bike trail, parks, lakefront amenities. You can even do boat rentals, and it's well known for its lighthouse. The median income for this area is $60,000, and the average home value in 2023 was $400,000. If you haven't been to Mount Dora or haven't been in a while, do yourself a favor and visit. It's an afternoon or evening well spent. And if you're interested in purchasing in Mount Dora, call me at 407-205-0400.
Welcome back, and as always on You Have Real Estate, we are coming to your community. Today it is Mount Dora. Here is Viv's in your neighborhood, brought to you by our great friends at Universal Roof and Contracting. 3, 2. Excellent job, as always, Vivian Lehman. I love Mount Dora. People who know something about Mount Dora, join me now. I have Amy Smalley, Matt Miller. Hi, guys. How are you?
Good. How are you today?
A little injured, I see, but you're still out there pounding the pavement in this real estate world, I guess. Mount Dora is a special community, one I feel like I don't get to enough. It's right down the street from me, and I don't get there enough. Mount Dora is awesome. Amy, what is Mount Dora like to you?
Oh, I love Mount Dora. I love all the little shops that are downtown, the boutiques. A lot of them are small business owners. And it's so quaint and it's quiet and it's not like the hustle and bustle of the big city.
I love it. Matt, Mount Dora.
Mount Dora, it's a great location, great place to retire to. I think retirement communities, nice shopping downtown, as she said, and it's centrally located.
Yeah.
It's close to a lot of different areas. You can get to Orlando, you can get to Ocala, you can get to I-75. I mean, there's just a lot of opportunity in Mount Dora right now.
Not to mention eating and drinking establishments, if that's your thing as well.
Oh,
really
yes.
good. And I get all the 4s confused. Is it 429 now that goes right there, I think?
Yes.
Yeah, it's like so easy to get to. It's pretty amazing. And real estate in Mount Dora, I mean, how would you describe real estate there? Is it super expensive, average? What is it?
It's creeping up a little bit. I remember back when it was like in the 300s, and now we're hitting up, close to 500,000 in that price range up in Mount Dora now.
Well, good thing for you at home is we have some listings that are on the market right now in Mount Dora as we speak. Amy, I want to start with you here. Talk to me about, is it Truscott?
Truscott.
Truscott. I mess it up every time. I know it's the first time. Welcome to the show, by the way. Your first time here. You got to come back. But next time you'll notice I just mess up the names every single time, so I apologize. Tell me about Truscott Court.
This is a beautiful, beautiful home. So it has a pool, which actually overlooks the pond, and there's lights in the pond at night, which is absolutely gorgeous. All the bedrooms are upstairs, which makes it really unique. So if you love entertaining, if you love just kind of having big family gatherings, then the downstairs is yours to have fun with.
I like that. I like the open downstairs. At $550 though, it's a pretty competitive price.
It is.
It's amazing. If you'd like to see this property, we can show it to you right now. Amy would be happy to do it. 407-205-0400. Now, Matt, you also have something here in Mount Dora, Bridgeport Bay Circle. Tell me about this one.
I do. It is in the 55 and up community of the lakes of Mount Dora. You're talking amenities galore there. So the clubhouse function, low HOA fee. The house itself has been updated, has a whole house generator, a new roof. It is the lowest priced in the community. So it is priced to sell, and they're ready to get a new owner in there.
$365, wonderful price. And in this real estate market, you can almost not get anything less than that, especially for a nice place like that.
Right.
If you'd like to see this property, Matt will show it to you right now this weekend. Again, 407-205-0400. So I want to address this elephant in the room about Mount Dora. I don't know how to nicely say it. It's not just for older people, but for people with more age. How do you nicely say older people? I don't know.
You said it.
Okay.
Older people.
Older people.
Elderly. I don't know.
It's not. I mean, yes, we have lawn tennis. We were talking about that before. I think Mount Dora is super cool. It is not just for those advanced in age.
No, the downtown area in particular is amazing.
Age? Is that good?
Yes. That downtown area is great. I mean, I'm not that advanced in age, and I spend time in Mount Dora. My mom lives out in Leesburg, so it's a fun time when you go over. And they do a lot of events, too, through the holidays and throughout the year.
I like it. Lake County is just a great county, and really a county that's blowing up. It really is. In fact, right down the street from Mount Dora in Eustis, a city I know very, very well, you've got another beautiful place here, Amy. Tell me about Osprey Ridge Lane.
Oh, I love the layout of this house. It's perfect if you have teenagers or if you're multi-generational, because there's actually 2 master suites in this house. And so you have an upstairs master suite, which also kind of has like a little living area. So I know my teenager would would beg for this house if she could have it. And then there's also like a master downstairs, and the rest of the bedrooms are downstairs. There is a heated pool with a bubbling spa hot tub as well, and it's fenced in and it has a shed. I mean, this house is move-in ready, and it's on an oversized lot. I mean, you have a huge front yard and then you have a huge backyard. It's such one-of-a-kind property.
Yeah, it's a beautiful house. And maybe you are into horses, like my daughters are into horses. I have an 11-year-old and a 5-year-old daughter. Both ride horses all the time. Look, against my advice, I didn't want. I was like, hey, take this volleyball, soccer ball, do anything else than ride horses. But they love it. You know, when your daughters look at you and say, Dad, this is what I want to do, that's what we do. This next property is probably for you. This is out in New Smyrna Beach, High Ridge Drive. Matt, go ahead.
Yeah, this may be your next home, Justin. So it is an amazing property. It sits on 5 acres, very peaceful and tranquil. There is a brand new barn that was just completed. Has 8 stables for horses, has tack room, has riding pens, has 5 runs, pasture. It's a horse lover's dream.
Really?
The house itself is only a couple years old, 3-bedroom, 2-bath. It is a gem of a property in New Smyrna.
Absolutely beautiful, especially for those of you that love horses out there, like my daughters do, not necessarily me. If you'd like to see any of these properties, contact us right now. I'll connect you with these 2 great real estate agents right away. LPT blowing up too, by the way. I think people are really, even non-real estate agents out there are starting to hear about LPT. What's going on over there, blowing up?
So we continue to grow and expand. We're in 20 states now. By the end of March, we'll be in 25 states. Last agent count was over 6,000. We're the fastest growing brokerage ever. And we're not going to announce agent count numbers again until we have our annual conference.
Yeah.
So I'm anxious to see where that's going to go.
Awesome. Yeah. Matt, always a pleasure to see you. Now,
Thanks,
Amy, there are real estate agents out there for sure. There are also real estate brokers out there. I met your mom earlier. I'm sure she's a very proud mother because I heard someone just passed an exam. Is that right?
I did. I passed my broker exam.
Wow,
at the end of
good
October.
job. How hard was that?
Oh, it was tough. It was really tough, but it was something I've been wanting to do for the past, ever since I got my license like 14 years ago.
Yeah.
So
I love it. Awesome. Amy, great to meet you. Open invite to come back anytime. How was that?
That sounds perfect. I'd love to.
Amy Smalley, Matt Miller with LPT. Thanks, guys. Great job. Thank you, Vivian Lehman. I love touring. You see what we're doing here? I like to go into the communities. I can do it from the set here, but Vivian's doing a great job out there as well. Here's what we'll do. A very quick break. You have Real Estate continues. You were complaining about your electricity bill, and I don't blame you. But the reason why your electricity bill is so high may be something you didn't know. Your windows, joined by my good buddy and the man over at Renewal by Anderson, Dan Brigman. Dan, it's just a fact. Bad windows, old windows, are killing people's electricity bill. Why is that?
100%. There's several main reasons, Justin. One is the technology. If you got old windows, they don't have up-to-date Energy Star technology. Number two, if you've got old windows, there's a lot of places windows can leak. Most folks didn't know that when the AC turns on, a suction is created in the house. Well, guess what? You're sucking in hot, warm air through the broken seals of the windows. And on top of that, we've got sun hitting and, of course, radiant heat leaving the house.
Special deal for you, actually. If you take out your phone, hit the QR code on the screen right now. I will connect you directly with Dan, who will offer you
a 12-month no-no and also a 24-month no-no. But the biggest is our 20% off offer that we have not had in quite some time. I didn't think we were going to have it before the end of the year. So.
Dan Brigman, excellent job as always. Here's how it works. Look, if you do the program where you pay for the windows over time, you're going to save money on your electricity bill where it's all going to balance out. Windows for free, essentially. Do yourself a favor. Visit Renewal by Anderson today. Welcome back to the show. From a horse farm in New Smyrna Beach to the beautiful pasture land of Ocala we go, joined by our great friend Elisha Lopez, Ocala Realty World. Elisha, how are you today?
Wonderful.
We've been singing the praises of not just Ocala Realty World, but Ocala and Marion County in general on the show for a while. And I think we've really exposed people from Central Florida to this different way of life up there. But Elisha, Ocala is changing. Marion County is changing, growing like crazy. In fact, my understanding is over the next 5 years, it's going to be one of the biggest metro areas in all of Florida. Is this true, and how is this happening?
It is true. And so a couple of weeks ago, Governor DeSantis actually released a grant funds, almost $4.5 million to really fix all of the infrastructure in Marion County because of the influx of people moving there, just to make sure that everyone's kind of moving around safely.
Which a lot of us are getting priced out of Central Florida. We can't afford a house here in Central Florida. That's why we're looking up in Ocala, because there's a big disparity in the price of a home in Ocala and Marion County versus Orlando. That could be changing, though. That really, if it's going to be one of the biggest metro areas in Florida, I think that price difference is going to change. But as we stand now, how much less expensive is it to purchase a home in Ocala versus Orlando?
Almost 40%. And it is, compared to all of Central Florida, still about 40%. I was just checking the other day, and the difference between Apopka and Ocala, it was a $100,000 difference.
Wow. I mean, that's a huge deal, especially as interest rates have gone up and the price of houses has gone up. This makes a huge difference when you start talking about your PITI payment, your principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. This can mean the difference in a family from having to continue to rent versus actually owning a home. And I think that should be a goal for families. When you talk to families who have been renting for so long, what do you tell them the difference is in home ownership?
Well, there's so much freedom in it, because I was just speaking with a tenant yesterday, and she has to move in less than 30 days to get out, and she has 3 children, single mom. She's paying like $2,500 in rent a month. And as a homeowner, first, last, and security on a rental, that could be your down payment, and now you have the freedom. You have to worry about the landlord knocking on the door saying, okay, I'm going to sell, you got to move.
Yeah, it's really quite amazing. In fact, if you want to look at real estate, you want to purchase your primary home, you want to invest in real estate, you need to look at Ocala. I'm putting a QR code on the screen for you right now. It will connect you directly with Elisha at Ocala Realty World. She can send you listings as they become available. Let's see what's on the market for you right now, whether you want to live there, because it's less expensive. And it's growing, though. That's going to be a great investment. or you want to invest there around the World Equestrian Center, which is a great place for Airbnb and rental property, she'll send you listings right now, Ocala and Marion County. But I talk about the difference in owning versus renting, and especially when you have children. What I've noticed is people who just rely on renting because they feel like they can't own a house, their children end up going to school after school. They have to change schools over and over again because inevitably, if you're renting, your landlord's going to sell the house or want to raise the rent where you have to move. This is not a very stable environment for children when they have to continuously move schools. Whereas if you buy a house, that kid's going to go to school in the same school system with the same kids throughout. That's a life-changing thing for children.
It is, and coming from a rental family when I was a child, we did
Sure.
that. And so being able to be a homeowner, and our children were in the same home since they were born until just a couple days ago, and almost 19 years, and it's a foundation, and having the same friends and that familiarity. I mean, obviously, like, some people like to move around, and that's okay. We could help them with that
Yeah.
as well, but it's nice to, you know, kind of put your roots down and not have to worry as parents that somebody's going to come knocking and tell you it's time to go.
What does it feel like to you when you're working with a buyer, a family who's buying their first home for their children to live in, hopefully a home they're going to be in forever? When you actually go to that closing table, you see them move into that house. How does it feel like to you as their real estate agent?
The best feeling in the world. It never gets old. You know, I've been doing this almost 25 years now, and it absolutely is like the first time it has ever happened to see the joy on their face.
A lot of people think real estate agents are, you just work Saturday, Sunday, show a couple of houses, the rest of the week you have off, and it's a really easy gig. I obviously know it's just the opposite of that, really. But I don't think people at home really understand that relationship between real estate agent and buyer or seller, where you truly do kind of become family and friends. It is not just a transaction. It is a family type feeling.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I have agents in my office, like one in particular, her name's Sandra, and she was my buyer when we first moved to Ocala. And now she's one of my top agents, and our sons are best friends. And so that just goes to show you, like, real estate's relationships, and it's all about bringing people together, even the realtor and the other side, not just the, with a home.
The brokerage that you've built over at Ocala Realty World, I've been there several times now. It's a certain feeling when you walk in. The culture that you've created there is very much a family environment, not just for your clients, the buyers and sellers, but also for the agents that work there as well. How would you describe the culture?
So we say over at Realty World, it's a culture like no other, and we mean it. I know that culture word gets played out a lot, but it's true, because if they're happy, you have happy agents, they're just naturally going to sell. We don't have to, like, jam it down their throat and make them sell. They want to.
I love it. They're always so happy. I can tell they love working there. I can tell your clients love working with you. You work hard, though. You work very, very hard to keep them happy. Keep up the great work. Elisha Lopez, good to see you. Do yourself a favor right now. If you are looking to invest in real estate, you need to check out Ocala, Marion County. I love it for investment purposes, but also if you feel priced out of this market here in the Orlando area, you can buy a house up there way less expensive. Excellent job. Hey, thank you to our guest, our wonderful crew. Most importantly, thank you. See you again next week for more You Have Real Estate.
The proceeding was a paid advertisement. The views expressed were the sole responsibility of the advertiser.